what made you kind of decide to stay with open source because you felt that this is where you fit? I mean, you mentioned that it was a learning curve and you had to
Mhm.
unlearn a lot of things. So was it the challenge or was it more like it was an environment that
Yeah.
felt like it fits?
I think there's several different things. So the first thing is that I felt like this was my tribe. And I suspect that's got a lot to do with neurodiversity, as well as the fact that there was a sort of we orientated, community or orientated common value set. And this value set of wanting to build something that was useful, wanting to do something that was collaborative, wanting to do something that gave back. I think that for me, sort of matched my value set. And it's the same way that you look for, a partner or either a business or an emotional life partner. You're looking for somebody whose values align with you so that you're not going to drift apart and they're not going to let you down. And I feel that, and I'm going to separate this slightly, not so much the leadership of the communities, but the communities of software engineers I know around open source contribution, the actual engineers, the hands-on community DevRel people, the folk who are at the center of that, their value set matches mine, which is why I've ended up doing what I'm doing. And then the other layer to it, I suppose, is that I'm quite nerdy in my own way. I often get told I don't look it, which amuses me, but it sort of appeals to me because it is constantly learning and it's constantly interesting, right? You're never going to know it all. Every conversation you have is deeply fascinating because other people bring new, not just knowledge, but you're on the bleeding edge, right? You're involved with the most cutting edge tech in the world. You're understanding why people do things. There isn't a day where I don't have a conversation with somebody that would be news. And we sort of experimented with this in Open UK at one point where when we were trying to build press for the conference, every day I wrote 150, 200 words before I went to bed. And every day I wrote about something that someone had told me about, not breaching any confidentialities, but something that was interesting about my day that I would share as a story if I was talking to someone else in tech. And without exception, the UK tech press came back and either used quotes or wanted whole pieces written, not all of which I had the time to do, on those stories. And I think that
Wow.
sort of shows you, we are at the bleeding edge, honestly. If you look around the world at what each country's tech sector does, it's not the same as we do as a whole. And it's a really privileged position to be in. It's super interesting.